They laughed at her the moment she stepped into the office. She and a Mary Slesserby this. See skirt we reach ankle.
Abeg, shift Joa.
These deeper life people today holy.
But Esther didn't flinch.
She smiled, adjusted her long skirt, and walked to her desk like she was carrying a crown on her head.
She had heard it all before. The teasing, the whispers, the mockery. She didn't care.
She knew who she was, and who she was. Esther was raised in a small Christian home where holiness wasn't just preached, it was lived. No makeup, no trousers, no TV. She learned to pray before she could even spell her name. Her family was poor in things, but rich in faith. Every morning started with devotions. Every night ended with prayers. She joined the Deeper Life Bible Church at the age of 10 and never looked back. The world around her changed, more fashion, more pressure, more compromise, but Esther remained unmoved. In school, she was called pastor's wife. In NYSC, Sister Holiness. Now in the corporate world, she was simply the church girl. But they didn't know what fire she carried inside her. Esther was brilliant, top of her class in university, sharp with numbers, quiet but observant. She landed a role in one of the biggest finance firms in Lagos. It was her dream job, until she saw what it really took to rise in the system. There were no rules, only results. People got promoted not because of their work but because of their connections, and sometimes, what they gave in return. One day, her team was preparing for a big pitch. The company had to win a foreign investor's deal worth billions. The manager called her aside. "Esther, you'll lead this presentation," he said. Her eyes lit up. "Yes, sir. But there's a catch." He paused, looked her over, then leaned in. "The investor likes beautiful women. You'll wear something sexy. A little makeup won't kill you. Just smile, flatter him a little. Make him comfortable." Her heart sank. "Sir, I can't." "You want to grow here, don't you? Don't be naive. Everyone bends a little. It's business." She walked home that day feeling sick. Her Bible felt heavier than usual. Her room was quiet, but her thoughts were loud. It would just be one time, she told herself. Just a little compromise. Just makeup. Just a shorter dress. What's the big deal? But her spirit wouldn't rest. She knelt beside her bed and cried, "God, I didn't come this far to lose you. I can't sell my soul. I need you more than this job." The next day, she returned to the office in her usual outfit. Long skirt, no makeup, confidence in full measure. The entire office stared. "UWA and spoil our deal," her manager barked. "If we can't win with integrity, then maybe we don't deserve the deal," she said calmly. The investor came. She presented the figures with grace and clarity. She stood her ground, dressed like herself, and spoke with boldness. The investor didn't even flinch. He smiled through the entire pitch. Later that evening, the manager called a team meeting. The tension was thick. "The investor signed," he said. Said we had the most professional presentation he'd seen in years. Mouths dropped. Esther stood still. He turned to her. "Congratulations. You're being promoted to lead analyst." The room fell silent. Then slow claps. Then loud applause. Her eyes filled with tears, but she didn't let them fall. She walked to the restroom, locked the door, and whispered, "Thank you, Jesus." Months passed. Esther became a rising star. Clients requested her by name. She started a weekly prayer fellowship in the office. At first, it was just 2 people, then 5, then 20. The same colleagues who mocked her began asking for prayer. One confided about his addiction. Another, her broken marriage. Esther listened, prayed, and loved them without judging. Her light was impossible to ignore. One day, her former manager came into her office, sat quietly, and after a long pause, said, "My daughter wants to be like you. She saw your picture on LinkedIn and said, 'Daddy, she looks like an angel.'" Esther smiled, offered him a bottle of water, and said, "Angels are just people who refuse to lose their light." Years later, Esther launched her own consulting firm, Faith First Analytics. Her staff prayed every Monday. Clients trusted her not just for numbers, but for integrity. She built a business where faith wasn't hidden, it was the foundation. At her company's 5-year anniversary, she gave a short speech. "Faith over fear," she said. "That's what brought me here. I was told to compromise to succeed, but I chose to trust God. I lost friends. I lost opportunities. But I never lost peace. And today, I stand not because I'm perfect, but because I'm preserved.
The crowd rose to their feet. Applause thundered. Cameras flashed.
And in the front row, her mother wiped tears from her eyes, whispering prayers only heaven could hear. Esther didn't just keep her faith.
She built a life on it.
And in a world where many sell their souls to survive, she proved that standing for God is not weakness, but power. Because when the world said compromise, Esther said Christ. And that made all the difference.